Hello, wonderful listeners. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Hari, and as always, I'm here with the brilliant Leela.
Hey everyone, so excited to dive into today's episode with you, Hari.
Today, we have quite the lineup for you all. We'll be exploring some fascinating topics that are not only thought-provoking, but also incredibly relevant. Get ready, because we'll be discussing preventive medicine, healing India before the need arises, chimpanzees in West Africa, losing cultural practices, University of Hyderabad students protest Kancha Gachibowli land auction, and even the intriguing U.S. president serving a third term, exploring legal loopholes.
That's quite the mix, Hari. I can't wait to unpack these articles with you. We're in for a longer, more in-depth episode today, so we'll have plenty of time to really delve into each of these fascinating topics.
Absolutely, Leela. So, buckle up, get cozy, and join us as we journey through these diverse and engaging articles. Let's get started. Article 1. So, Leela, after discussing the importance of mental health in our previous segment, let's shift our focus to preventive medicine, particularly in the context of India. I came across this fascinating article by Dr. Pratap C. Reddy, the chairman of Apollo Hospitals, where he emphasizes the critical need for preventive measures in India to combat the rising prevalence of non-communicable diseases.
That sounds like a crucial topic, Hari. Did you know that NCDs are now the leading cause of death in India, accounting for 2/3 of all deaths? It's alarming how these diseases are impacting not just individual lives, but also the country's economic productivity.
Absolutely, Leela. Dr. Reddy highlights how NCDs can potentially cost India a significant percentage of its GDP if left unchecked. The key takeaway here is the shift needed from reactive healthcare to preventive care through promoting healthy lifestyles, regular health screenings, and addressing issues like obesity and air pollution.
It's impressive to see how technology, including digital health tools and AI, can play a pivotal role in enhancing preventive care by providing real-time data and predictive health modeling. This integration of tech in healthcare seems to be the way forward in addressing the healthcare challenges of today.
Indeed, Leela. In today's world, where lifestyle diseases are on the rise globally, the insights shared by Dr. Reddy hold immense relevance. From individuals taking charge of their health to workplaces investing in employee wellness programs, preventive medicine can truly transform lives and contribute to the overall well-being of a nation.
Hari, while the benefits of preventive medicine are clear, I wonder what challenges or controversies might exist in implementing these strategies on a larger scale. Are there differing opinions on how best to approach preventive care in a country like India?
That's a great point, Leela. One challenge could be the accessibility and affordability of preventive healthcare services, especially for marginalized communities. Balancing the focus between preventive and curative care within limited healthcare budgets is another aspect that policymakers need to consider. However, investing in preventive measures early on can potentially reduce the burden on the healthcare system in the long run.
It's a delicate balance, Hari. Finding ways to address these challenges while also promoting a preventive mindset across all levels of society will be key to the success of such initiatives. Perhaps collaborations between public and private sectors could offer innovative solutions to make preventive healthcare more inclusive and effective.
Looking ahead, Leela, I envision a future where preventive medicine becomes the cornerstone of healthcare systems globally. By leveraging technology, fostering a culture of proactive health management, and addressing systemic challenges, we could see a significant shift towards a healthier and more resilient society. The potential impact on individuals and economies could be truly transformative.
Absolutely, Hari. The roadmap laid out by Dr. Reddy and the insights shared in this article point towards a future where health promotion and disease prevention take center stage, ultimately leading to better outcomes for individuals and nations alike. It's inspiring to see how preventive medicine can be a catalyst for positive change on a large scale.
Article 2. So, Leela, the article we just discussed about West African chimpanzees losing their cultural practices is quite fascinating. It's incredible to think about the impact human activities can have on not just our own culture, but on the traditions of other species as well.
Absolutely, Hari. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected we are with the animal kingdom and the profound effect we can have on their way of life. Did you know that chimpanzees share about 98% of their DNA with humans? That just goes to show how similar we are in many ways.
That's a remarkable similarity, Leela. And it's concerning to learn that these chimpanzees are losing their cultural behaviors, like mating gestures, due to human interference. It makes you wonder about the long-term consequences of such losses on their populations.
Definitely, Hari. Preserving animal cultures is not just a matter of sentimentality, it's crucial for the survival of these species. Take the near-complete loss of adult males in a chimpanzee community, for example. The death of elder chimpanzees, who hold significant cultural knowledge, can be disproportionately harmful to the entire group.
It's heartbreaking to think about the impact of losing these cultural practices on the chimpanzee populations. And it's commendable that organizations like the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, are recognizing the importance of preserving animal cultures in their conservation efforts.
Absolutely, Hari. The IUCN's acknowledgement sheds light on the urgency of this issue. But looking at the current relevance and applications of this topic, one can't help but draw parallels to our own human societies. The loss of traditions and cultural practices due to external influences is something we can relate to on a personal level as well.
That's a great point, Leela. We can see similar patterns in human societies where globalization and modernization often lead to the erosion of traditional customs and practices. It's a delicate balance between progress and preservation that we must navigate carefully.
And when we think about the challenges and controversies surrounding the preservation of animal cultures, it's essential to consider different viewpoints. Some may argue that human intervention is inevitable and that we should focus on other conservation efforts. However, finding solutions that strike a balance between human needs and the preservation of animal cultures is key.
It's indeed a complex issue, Leela. As we look towards the future, one can't help but wonder about the innovative approaches that might emerge to tackle these challenges. Perhaps advancements in technology could aid in monitoring and protecting these endangered cultural practices among chimpanzees and other species.
Absolutely, Hari. The future holds a lot of uncertainties, but one thing is clear. The preservation of animal cultures is vital, not just for the chimpanzees themselves, but for the biodiversity of our planet as a whole. It's a responsibility we all share in ensuring a sustainable future for all species.
Article 3. So, Leela, let's dive into the recent protests at the University of Hyderabad regarding the auction of the Kancha Gachibowli land. This issue seems to have stirred up quite a bit of controversy.
Absolutely, Hari. The history behind this land is quite fascinating. Originally part of the university, it was gradually acquired by the government for various purposes over the years. And now the decision to auction it off has sparked outrage among the students.
It's interesting to note that this land is not just any ordinary piece of property. It's a 400-acre area rich in biodiversity, serving as a habitat for native flora and fauna, including endangered species. The Supreme Court's acknowledgement of the environmental concerns further adds complexity to the situation.
The fact that the government is resorting to auctioning off such ecologically significant land to alleviate state debt raises questions about priorities and sustainability. It's a challenging situation where economic needs clash with environmental preservation.
In today's world, where conversations about conservation and climate change are at the forefront, this issue at the University of Hyderabad is a microcosm of broader environmental dilemmas. It reflects the constant tug-of-war between development and preservation, with significant implications for both the local ecosystem and the community at large.
Absolutely, Hari. This case resonates with similar instances globally, where economic interests often overshadow environmental considerations. It's crucial to strike a balance between progress and protection to ensure a sustainable future for generations to come.
The protests at the University of Hyderabad also shed light on the power of grassroots movements in advocating for environmental causes. Students rallying to protect the land demonstrate the importance of community engagement and activism in safeguarding our natural resources.
On the flip side, there are valid concerns about the economic challenges faced by the government leading to tough decisions like land auctions. Finding a middle ground that addresses both financial needs and environmental preservation is crucial. Perhaps exploring alternative revenue sources or implementing sustainable practices could offer potential solutions.
Looking ahead, it will be interesting to see how this situation unfolds and whether there will be a resolution that satisfies all stakeholders. The outcome of this case could set a precedent for how similar conflicts between development and conservation are managed in the future.
Absolutely, Hari. As society grapples with the pressing need for sustainable development, it's essential to navigate these challenges thoughtfully and responsibly. The decisions we make today regarding our environment will shape the world we leave behind for future generations.
Article 4. So, Leela, the idea of a U.S. president serving a third term is quite the controversial and intriguing topic, especially with the legal barriers in place.
Absolutely, Hari. It's fascinating how the 22nd Amendment was ratified in 1951 after FDR's 4 terms, setting the 2-term limit for presidents. But the fact that some world leaders like Putin and Xi Jinping have found ways to extend their rule is quite a political puzzle.
It's like a game of constitutional chess, isn't it? And with President Trump floating ideas like exploiting a potential vice president loophole to get around term limits, it's stirring up quite a storm.
The comparison to India's system is also eye-opening. In India, the Prime Minister can serve multiple terms as long as they retain the confidence of the Lok Sabha, offering a different approach to ensuring democratic flexibility without term restrictions.
It's a stark contrast to the U.S., where term limits are explicitly set. But it makes you wonder, Leela, how relevant is this topic in today's world, especially when leaders like Erdogan are pushing boundaries in their own countries?
Absolutely, Hari. The global political landscape is ever evolving. We've seen recent examples of leaders attempting to extend their time in power, raising questions about the balance between democracy and authoritarianism.
And not just on a global scale, but even within the U.S., discussions around potential legal loopholes to circumvent term limits can have far-reaching implications for the future of American democracy.
It's a delicate balance between respecting the rule of law and the will of the people. The challenges and controversies surrounding this topic are complex, Hari. How do we navigate the fine line between ensuring stability and preventing the abuse of power?
That's the million-dollar question, Leela. Perhaps exploring solutions like reinforcing constitutional checks and balances or fostering a culture of political accountability could help mitigate some of these challenges.
Absolutely, Hari. As we look to the future, the outlook on this issue remains uncertain. Will we see more leaders attempting to extend their rule, or will there be a global push towards stricter term limits and democratic norms?
Only time will tell, Leela. The intersection of power, politics, and constitutional constraints is a dynamic space that will continue to shape the course of history. It's definitely a topic worth keeping a close eye on.
Definitely, Hari. The evolution of leadership and governance is a narrative that we'll be following closely, and we encourage our listeners to stay informed and engaged in these crucial conversations.
Conclusion. Well, folks, we've covered quite the range of topics today, from preventive medicine in India to the cultural practices of chimpanzees in West Africa.
Absolutely, Hari. It's fascinating how proactive measures can truly make a difference in healthcare outcomes, just like how cultural traditions shape the behavior of our primate relatives.
And let's not forget the power of student activism in the face of land auctions, shedding light on important issues like environmental conservation and social justice.
Right you are, Hari. And we couldn't wrap up without pondering the thought of a U.S. president serving a third term through legal loopholes. It's a real head-scratcher.
Indeed, Leela. As we conclude, we encourage all of you to reflect on these discussions and consider how we can all contribute to positive change in our communities and the world at large.
Remember, folks, change starts with awareness and action. So whether it's supporting local initiatives or engaging in conversations about governance, every effort counts.
Thank you for tuning in, dear listeners. We appreciate your time and curiosity. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll dive into more thought-provoking topics. Until then, take care and keep those curious minds buzzing.
That's right, Hari. Stay curious, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay awesome. Catch you next time.